Hello, hello. Hello, happy Sunday. Yes, yes. Happy Sunday. Hi, OJM. Hi, over there on YouTube. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, Scott. Appreciate that. Uh, Greetings, everyone. So, if you voted for Donald Trump, you're going to hit the guest request button. But until then, sit back and relax. And here comes Diava's Smackdown. Are you ready for the song? Let's go. This is my theme song. But if you voted for Donald Trump, you're going to hit the guest request button. If you voted for Kamala, you're going to smash the like over and over, smash the screen over and over and over again. Let's get up our likes to 50K as fast as we can. Thank you so much. And everybody, buckle up. Get ready for Diava Smackdown song. Here we go. She signs on every day at 4, waiting for MAGA to enter the door. With a this and a that and a sheepish grin. Look out, MAGA, she's about to begin. She's got moxie, it runs through her soul. She's the queen of SmackDown, yeah, it's her role. She invites the MAGA to challenge a fight. Careful where you tread, cause she's got bite. Come see Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong, she's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown queen. MAGA tries to argue, but they have no wit. Diana hit him with facts when they start talking shit. Your logic's a mess, your facts are weak. Go step aside, boo, I've got truth to speak. She's got a heart of gold, but her force is steel. Don't ever talk over her, cause she'll make you squeal. From Twitter to TikTok, she's roaming the streets. Diana's got game, and she's hard to beat. See Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong. She's a force to see. Diana is the best. Thank you for subscribing. She's got a megaphone and a platform to preach. Running a show in the TikTok street. You voted for Trump. Get request up. And respect for her crew. Come meet Sir Val and Gemma the Jew. With maggots in the corner, looking kind of small as they stumble over word and begin the free fall. Diana delivers the end game stunner. She says, "Oh, look, we have a see Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong. She's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown queens." So raise up our glasses and give her a follow. Come see her make all the MAGA twits swallow. With her wit and her wisdom, she's got game. Diava's a legend, and we all know her name. Stop being so emotional. That was for you, MAGA men. Stop being so emotional. Man, you're the weakest, most emotional people I've ever met in my life. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. I am looking to talk to Trump voters and Trump voters only. So if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up. I'm going to bring up my backup account and then we'll get right into it. Everybody else, just keep hitting the screen for me. Let's get up to 50K as quick as we can. I appreciate you so much. Thank you guys for hitting my live goal twice now. Thank you so much. All right. Let me bring up my backup account and we'll get on rolling. All right. Let's get going here. All right. Damn it. Good afternoon. Welcome up. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. I am looking for Trump voters to talk to. There is one in the box. I am so sorry. Give me 2 seconds. My backup did not come up. I got to get my backup first, just in case. You know how that is.
If you voted for Trump, I want to talk to you. All right, my backup account is up there. Make sure you're following my backup account. I will be, if anything happens to this account, I'll be going up on my backup. Whoopsie. Accidentally pulled my picture off the screen. All right, let me bring up our next guest, our first guest. Oh, God. The bio, this should be fun as shit.
What's good? How are you?
Hey, did you vote for Trump?
I sure did. I did 3 times.
That's lovely. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 28. I voted in Pennsylvania, but I just recently moved to Jacksonville, Florida.
Of course. So what did you, go ahead. You're responding to the background. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I want to know your definition of a fascist.
There's not my definition. There's a definition.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you go ahead and explain what fascist is?
Do you really not know, or are you just being difficult because, or you just really don't know?
No, it's kind of like both. I kind of want to see like where you're getting at, where he's a fascist.
Okay. Fascism is a far-right authoritarian and ultra-nationalist political ideology and movement characterized by a dictatorial leader, centralized autocracy, militarism, and forcible suppression of opposition.
All right. So would you make the assumption that Schmittler was a fascist?
I don't know. Yeah. Mussolini.
You would say, yeah, but he wasn't far right. He was a communist.
Can you prove that he was a communist?
Yeah, that's literally what the NAZI stands for.
What is a communist?
Yeah, he wasn't for like.
What is a communist?
It was about the government.
What is a communist?
And using military force to take it. That's what a communist.
So what's your fucking point? You're wrong, but what's your point? What does that have to do with anything that we're talking about?
Why are you getting so she-emotional?
I'm not she-emotional. I wanted you to talk about, we're talking about Donald Trump being a fascist dictator. I don't give a shit about Schindler.
Yeah, well, y'all constantly like to make that comparison.
Well, what he's doing is right out of the playbook. What he's doing is right out of Schmittler's playbook. That's why we're likening it to it, because they're going after disabled, they're going after transgender, they're going after LGBTQ, they're going after immigrants. There's a common enemy to go after, such as immigrants. Centralizing power. Like, he's literally doing everything, disappearing people off the street, sending them to concentration camps with no due process. All of those things are what Schmittler did. So we're not.
Sure. Can you go ahead and name one policy that has done more harm to the LGBTQ, transgender, or disabled community than any other president?
Are you a robot? Are you a robot, or are you a real person?
I'm a real person.
Because you sound like you're reading off a transcript, and it's kind of concerning.
No, I'm just coming with logic, and you don't.
No, that's not logic.
I constantly think Trump supporters are uneducated. So
you are.
Name a policy
you are.
that disenfranchises LGBTQ people enacted by Trump.
Enacted by Republicans.
No, because you're constant.
I'm playing circus music for a reason.
Yeah, because you belong in a circus.
Yeah, I know. You're so emotional. No. Trust me, dude. I do this every day, every single day, 7 days a week. I do this every single day, 7 days a week. I'm used to talking to weak men like you. You have no self-control, do you? Go ahead, Mitria. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So you asked a question about what did Trump do that disenfranchised my community, right?
Yes, that's what he said.
Perfect. I'd like to know when any of the lunatic
$250 million on political ads against fragile, mediocre white men.
He probably doesn't even know that the Trump administration spent over $300,000 on ads on about transgender individuals.
Well, that's where
propaganda, that's where leftist ideology, and
that's where Trump started.
So,
That's where Trump started. He spent $250 million on politically driven ads against transgender people, excuse me, and LGBTQ in general.
yeah,
That's where we start.
Point one out, show me one.
Really? How about you just go look up Trump
There
trans
isn't one. Got it. You're going to make a positive claim and not back it up.
Okay, the one thing you're not going to do, bitch, is you're not going to talk over me. I have access to the mute button. Bye. What is happening?
Your emotion,
Regardless,
your pronouns are.
what I wanted to say to you was also there was an executive order immediately that was placed on people like me, which also stopped us from, excuse me, I'm talking, which also stopped us from getting proper pronouns and gender markers put on our passports. Has that ever happened to you, Mr. Mediocre?
Yeah, pronouns should be sex-based, not gender-based.
Well,
Turn it. Wait. Hold on. No. Mr. MAGA, turn your camera on. If you're going to if you're going to be a bigot, you got to do it with your whole chest. You got to turn your camera on, or you have to leave. No, you have to turn your camera on my live. You have to turn your camera on, or you be gone.
You're going to lose your bet. You're just losing an argument.
No, I you can ask my chat. I do this every day. If you're going to be a bigot, you got to turn your camera on. Nope. I do this every day. If you're going to be a bigot, you're going to show the world your face. You're not going to hide behind a fucking flower.
Yeah, that looks accurate.
That tracks. No, you got to leave it on if you're going to be a bigot. You got to leave it on until you leave.
Yeah, so again, I want to know.
Again, you're going to turn your camera on. You're not saying another word without your camera on. You cannot be a bigot on my live. You cannot be a bigot on my live without your camera on. Let's go.
I have a logical question for him. Why would you ask a question and then interrupt as you're getting the answer and try to rage bait and not want to hear it?
I said to turn your camera on. I told you to turn your camera on. You're not speaking.
Quiet a minute. Be quiet. Go ahead.
No, this is my live, and you have to turn your camera on.
I don't listen to women.
Fuck off. I don't listen to little men.
Boom.
Thank you, Madria.
Started off quick, didn't we?
Yeah, it tracks. He looked like the mustache man.
Right.
Same little.
That was gross. You can drop me, love. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll bring you back should we need to. Yeah, we already know. Yeah, ladies, if you have a drink, do this. We are not safe. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Gross. These 20-something-year-old men have been red-pilled. And because they have such ugly souls, no women want to date them, so they take it out on all women. Oh, so nice. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Wonder, did you vote for Trump?
I sure did. Why'd you block me? Losing an argument, so you block me. That's crazy.
Why are you so obsessed with me? No, I don't want to date you. I'm not going to. I'm good. I'm not interested. Captain, hi. Did you vote for Trump? Captain. Captain. You're not answering me, so if you want to re-request, you can. I don't know what happened, but you're not there. You're not there. You can re-request back up if you had a problem with your microphone or something, but you didn't answer, so I got to move on. All right. Oh, Kami, stop stalking me. You keep making new accounts to come back because you're stalking me. It's not a good look, my friend. It's not going to make people like you. It's not going to make women want to date you either. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Oh, U.S. Marine, go away. Jacob, hi. Did you vote for Trump?
Oh, yes, I did. And I want to speak on the.
How old are you? How old are you, and what state did you vote in?
I'm 23, and I'm from Ohio.
Okay, what do you want?
Yeah, so the fact that, Donald Trump being a dictator, everybody's got their own opinions. I think the biggest issue that's unfolding right now is the fact that Shedeur Sanders was drafted in the 5th round. I feel like that's a little bit too high. I'm not sure why the NFL would want to, black.
Are the children out to play today? Is this what I'm getting? Because this is ridiculous. So dumb. Just a waste of time. Lauren, hi. Did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't. And another tapping error. I am so sorry.
It's okay. I appreciate you tapping. We're almost to 100K. You guys are smashing it today, so I appreciate you. Thank you. PY.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Hi. Did you vote for Trump?
I sure did.
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 26 and I voted in Jersey.
Okay. Did you want to respond to the background? What did you want to add?
Yeah, I really wanted to talk to the other trans individual that was up here saying that Donald Trump was targeting her. I just want to know what.
Turn your camera on.
Why would I turn my camera?
Yeah, you're not talking about the subject about turning on your camera.
Listen, woman, I don't know who dumb bitch.
Keep them muted, please, just for a moment. Keep them muted. Keep them muted. Keep them muted. Keep them muted. Same guy. Yep. I can see how this day is going to go. This is really fun. This is really fun. U.S. Marine, I don't want to talk to you. My God, this guy's insufferable. U.S. Marine, I don't want to talk to you. I've taken you out of the box for a reason. I don't want to talk to you. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. I am looking for Trump voters to talk to. I prefer ones that aren't like red-pilled incels. People who hate women because women don't like them. Because they can't get a date. I guess that's all that's left. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Come on up. Come on up. I am looking for people that voted for Donald Trump. So if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. U.S. Marine, you must be have already started day drinking because you're not listening. You keep requesting. Shadow, did you vote for Trump?
I sure did, you dumb.
Keep him muted.
You dumb bitch.
Keep him muted, please.
You troglodyte.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button, please. Same guy. Same one. He has a bunch of accounts. He's obviously a troll. He goes around and does this all day, so he has a whole bunch of accounts made, so he just keeps popping up. Someone is obsessed. He got the whole frat house. They are weird. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. They don't know what troglodyte, right? He is mad. I think he's got the hots for me. I think he thinks I got like cougar energy, and he's like, "Can I be your cub baby?" I bet they all claim to be Christians too. Exactly. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Come on up. He's straight obsessed with me. Jesus fucking Christ. U.S. Marines, stop requesting. I swear Trump supporters do not understand consent. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. He's trying. I know his very first account said trying to end Christian persecution. The one group of people that they want to be oppressed so bad. Oh my God, they really want to be oppressed. When all they're literally, no, we're not. We don't need to block U.S. Marine. I'm just not bringing him up. Casey Cattle is probably that guy. He's not requesting again. He's saying, come bring me up from the comment section so he can do it all over again. Whiskey leaks. They want a hug from Mommy Diava. Exactly. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up. I am looking for Trump voters to speak with. So if you voted for Donald Trump, come on up. Come on up. If you voted for Donald Trump, come on up. I'm looking to talk to you. You need Donald Trump to deport more than he is. Well, that's because he's ineffective and he's inefficient. Because he's incompetent. He has been. He was incompetent in his first administration. What did you expect? He's incompetent. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Let's go. I invited Michael up. So if he didn't come up. So if he keeps chirping in the comments, just mute him. They're not going to stay in the comment section just being little keyboard abusers. They need to come up here. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. The past 4 years as this countries were incompetent and no liberal was enraged. What are you talking about? Come up and talk to me. I don't even know what you mean. Trump is saving your country for what? And from who? You guys are insane. He's destroying this country. He's deporting children with cancer that are U.S. citizens. He's deporting U.S. citizens. He's kidnapping people off the street and sending them to concentration camps. What the fuck is wrong with you? You guys would be good little brown shirts, and you guys absolutely positively would have told them where Anne Frank was hiding. So disgusting. How is that baloney? Do you not live in reality? Do you not see what's happening? How can you say it's not true? It's literally happening. People are insane. It has to be just straight up brainwashing. It's insane. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up. I invited you too, Nat. There is no one whose reality. There is no whose reality am I talking about. There's only one fucking reality. There's only one set of facts. There's one reality. We're all living in the same reality. You people are fucking insane. Nobody's crying. You're idiots. You're goddamn cultists. It's gross. That's why we say you're in a cult. You're like, whose reality? Reality. What? This is insane. They're literally deporting children. Oops, my box got big. They're literally deporting children. U.S. citizens. U.S. citizens and kids with cancer. With no treatment, no medication, no nothing. You people are sick. Why is this okay? Utter insanity. U.S. Marine, go away. Just leave him in the box. He passes out every day anyway. Trump support, any Trump voters that are in here that are not coming up into the queue, just mute them, because if you've been given them warnings, like all these people have been in here the whole time, they won't come up. They're just here to rage bait. So just mute them. I'll do a restart if I have to get on another side of TikTok that has Trump voters that aren't scared or misogynist, disgusting human beings who want to just come up here and denigrate women. And who are just little red-pilled incels that nobody loves. It's not my fault your mother doesn't love you. Or your dad. I'm sorry that your parents didn't love you. Okay, Country Cowboy, I'm going to invite you one time. If you don't come up, I'm muting you. Possibly even just blocking you. The only way you have a voice now is to come up and use it, because you're not using it in the comment section anymore. Andrea, you just unmuted Country Cowboy. I just said I muted him. Civic Canvas, thank you for the $10 Cash App. You are amazing. The guy was neglected by his mom. Exactly. Exactly. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. I am looking for Trump voters and Trump voters. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. That guy is annoying as hell.
Hola.
Hi. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Let's go. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. I'm done with him. Jim, I'm sorry. I told you I wasn't going to block him, but I just blocked him. I'm so sick of US. I'm so sick of US Marine. He just constantly keeps requesting to come up in the box. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm done. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request box and come on up. I'm not muting people who don't agree with me. I'm muting people in the comment section because I'm only allowing Trump voters up on the panel, and they will not come up if they can just stay chirping in the comment section, hiding behind a screen. So what they need to be doing is coming up and having a conversation. The comment section is for Kamala supporters because they're not allowed in the box right now. So you, if you voted for Trump, should be requesting to come up.
I just want to point out that people like U.S. Marine and people who are in the comments that have to trash talk people who don't have the wherewithal to get in the box, those are the people who don't have the ability to control themselves. U.S. Marine proves it every single day. He proves it with his name calling, his ad hominems, his misogynistic attacks on women. This is the part that they need to start paying attention, is the fact that they cannot control their behaviors, which is why they support someone like Trump, who talks out of his mouth like he's pooping in the morning.
Exactly. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. I am looking for Trump voters to come on up. Come on, Sobi-Wan. Sobi-Wan has been invited, so if they do not request up, they should be muted from the comment section because, again, they're cowards. Big Mike, hi, did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I did.
All right, how old are you and what state did you vote in?
31 and I voted in Tennessee.
Okay. Did you want to respond to the background or what did you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I'm not like some of these people that disrespects people, like trash talk people that voted for Kamala or anybody.
Her name is Kamala. You can't even say her name. It's Kamala.
Well, I'm from Tennessee, so I got.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, you can say Kamala because if you use the word comma in a sentence, you can say Kamala. You just add a la, comma, la. So easy.
Well, I'm not trying to argue. I'm just stating the facts.
You haven't stated any facts yet.
Well, I'm stating my facts. I don't trash talk.
There's only one set of facts. You get an opinion, but you don't get your own set of facts.
Well, I mean, that's how people want to be. I mean, I'm just saying on my part.
You're not saying anything, right? Like, you're saying words, but you're not actually saying anything. So try to think about what you want to say and then actually present it, because you're just talking in circles.
Well, I'll tell you this, I ain't no Nazi.
Well, you can't use that word on TikTok, so you need to say schnazi or something else.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Then you are.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No.
That's the bottom line. Okay, let me just explain it to you how this works. When you vote for an administration that takes away the rights of American citizens, your civil rights, your human rights, your women's rights, educational rights, when they start taking away funding from children who are hungry and elderly who are hungry, when they start canceling contracts that subsidize healthcare for the poorest people, like, in states like Tennessee, Big Mike, then you are supporting that mentality that you just claimed you're not part of. Because the Democratic Party is literally the party that has provided WIC for women and infants and children, who have provided welfare to women who have been left with no job or higher education by men. That's how the welfare system started, by the way. You might want to research it. So the neediest Americans in the country are literally being robbed blind, especially in red states like Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, Arkansas, Alabama. You know how I know all those states off the top of my head? Because they're the poorest states in the country. And they keep voting against their best interests for rich old white men who are bigoted and a misogynist. And that's what you're voting for, to take away the rights of American citizens who are the neediest and giving it to
and not to mention them snatching people off the street and sending them to other countries' concentration camps without due process. That's what they did in Germany as well. They just snatched people off the streets and sent them to concentration camps out of their country. Auschwitz wasn't in Germany, it was in Poland. They do that so that there's no oversight. American reporters can't get in there. No one has any oversight. Nobody can get into CICA in El Salvador except for the president, Bukele, allows you to go in. So we have no, and they're known for human rights violations. Okay. So we're snatching people up and sending them over to concentration camps with no due process. They've even sent US born citizens, children. 2 of them were in the middle of cancer treatments with no medication, with nothing, and sent them to other countries. Deportation is a legal process. Kidnapping is what they're doing. And one of them was 2 years old. And I don't care if they were here legally, not legally, US citizen, not US citizen, even though they were US citizens, they are human beings before they're anything else. And why your party does not see these people as human is part of the problem. And that's why we say that he is a fascist dictator, and you guys are no different. The ones that are supporting him and the ones that are not calling him out would be akin to a Schnazi. Why don't you see that?
There's the giggle.
Yep.
There it is. That's the crazy maggot giggle. You guys giggle when you know facts are hitting you in your soul.
Okay, if this was true,
Right?
It is true.
where
Giggle.
was
Giggle because you know it's true.
where was Biden then?
We're not talking about Joe Biden. This has nothing to do with Joe Biden whatsoever. We're talking about Donald
I'm
Trump.
talking about so great about the Democrats. Where were they when Helene got hit and killed a bunch of people and destroyed a bunch of properties and houses and homes? And they weren't there.
They sent FEMA.
They sent FEMA.
to you. They sent FEMA immediately. As a matter of fact, if you would bother to go do your research, Big Mike, you would know that not only did he approve it even before the storm hit.
He sure
Before
did.
the storm hit, he gave 100% approval to FEMA to move forward with taking care of all the needs of the people in Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, all of them. He gave the approval in advance to ensure that people could get the ball rolling. But you don't want to hear that, because what you want to do is allow some supremacist who tells you all the things that you fear are other people and not the very person and the administration you voted for. And just so you know, all of this that we're telling you, you could actually do your due diligence, and that means to go do your own work, to get the answers yourself by looking at the amount of money that the Biden-Harris administration actually asked Congress to release. And then I want you to think about this, Mike. All of your representatives in Tennessee who have failed you every single time in the Republican Party, and you can go look up their voting record too, Mike, how they voted against you and the people of Tennessee, the people of South Carolina, the people of West Virginia, the people of North Carolina. You could finally figure it out for yourself if you just bothered to stop listening to the Republican hate and fear that it's the brown people or the black people or the trans people
Or the immigrants.
or the women, all the marginalized groups that they want you to hate, and stand in the mirror, Mike, and realize it's you and your kind voting against American citizens and migrants that are literally helping to build America.
And furthermore, Arkansas just got hit by tornadoes. They are decimated. They asked Trump for funding because they cut FEMA in this Doge efficiency bullshit that's not efficient, nor did they do anything. They asked Donald Trump for money because they're devastated. Sarah Huckabee Sanders has been licking his boots for his whole entire administration, being a complete sycophant. And now that she needs him and he no longer needs her, he doesn't need her anymore because he's already got in. He doesn't need you anymore either. He's in. She's been begging for money. And he keeps telling them, nope. He hasn't sent a single penny. Nothing. He said, no money. So stop going back to Biden and stop pivoting off of them kidnapping people off the streets and sending them to concentration camps. You pivoted to Biden and Hurricane Helene because you had literally nothing to say about what I said, about them disappearing people off the streets, sending kids with cancer, one of them with brain cancer. Why don't you address what I said instead of pivoting to what about Biden? What about Biden? What about Biden? We're not talking about Biden. We're talking about what Donald Trump is doing right now to U.S. born citizens.
Oh, is the little woman talking to you?
Actually, my mom.
Your mama? Did you say your mama?
Hate people. I respect people.
Are you going to respond to anything I said about them kidnapping people off the street?
Who said anything hateful to you, Mike? Nobody. I haven't
heard
told
one
you a
thing about
single
kids
name.
getting kidnapped on the street.
Okay, hold on.
Max, do you read the papers? Do you pay attention to what's happening in the news? Probably not, because you believe it's fake news because Trump told you it was fake news. And you know who told Trump it was fake news? Do you know? Who? What do you watch? Fox?
Yeah.
That's not news. It's not news.
No, CNN is not news.
Yes, it is. It's actual journalists sitting at the table. It's actual news. Yes, it is. You know, I can give you a little test, Mike. You want to know what that test is? Anytime there's a war zone, anytime there is a national disaster, you will never see Sean Hannity at that location. You will never see him in a war zone. You will never see him in Israel. You will never see him in Ukraine. You will never see them where there's the problem. You will see them sitting in a news, fake news
Studio.
because they're an entertainment station that just got sued for $789 million, Mike. Those aren't journalists. And here's a little test for you. Google him. Do me a favor and Google Sean Hannity. And guess what you're going to find out, Mike? He never went to college. He never graduated college. He wanted to be a priest, Mike. And you know what happened? They said, nope, not today, Satan. You aren't even good enough to become a priest. He never went to higher education. He has no
journalistic degree. Yeah.
No, nothing.
And do you?
Okay, so I'm a preacher. I never went to college or anything.
We're not talking about you. You're not sitting on TV acting like you have a journalistic degree and giving out the news, because actually they're listed as Fox Entertainment. They're not an accredited news source. And so by the ACLU of Louisiana, Trump has now deported multiple U.S. citizen children with cancer. 2 families, among them 3 U.S. citizens aged 2, 4, and 7 were abruptly deported under troubling circumstances. And if you go on to read the whole article, they also had no due process, which means they just got picked up and sent out. U.S. born citizens.
Not to mention the 2-year-old and the 4-year-old that recently got sent out that weren't sick, but their father's desperately looking for them. American fathers looking for their children because they have no idea where they are at. But you said something that caught my attention. You said you're a preacher and you don't have college. That tells me all I need to know about you and who you voted for. Because the true person who literally studies the Word of God goes to theology school. They become theologians. That's literally what's biblical. And the fact that you didn't bother to go to school and get a theology degree tells me all I need to know is that you will claim to be a preacher when you're nothing more than a poor man who tries to claim to be a Christian in Tennessee who does nothing to better himself. He waits for people like Trump to try and take over the country and harm others in the likeness of men like you, Mike. And that's all I need to know about you.
Did you say you were a preacher?
So you're judging the book by?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you a question. Are you?
I am a preacher.
Okay. How can you be a preacher without empathy?
I do have empathy. It's not
Do you have empathy for the? Do you have empathy? Do you have empathy for the immigrants?
And y'all twist around.
I'm. That's a yes or no. That's a yes or no. That's a yes or no. Do you have empathy for the immigrants?
I do, but they came here illegally.
There's no but. Okay, what does the Bible say? Let's go. I'm ready. All right, I'm bringing. Dude, I was raised evangelical in a very high demand religion. Let's go. What does the Bible say? What does the Bible say about immigrants? If you're a preacher, you should know.
You're supposed to pray.
What does the Bible specifically say about immigrants?
I never seen anything about immigrants.
Do you know there's do you know? Okay, the Bible says, welcome the immigrant as a citizen because you too were once an immigrant in the land of Egypt. He specifically said to welcome them as a citizen. Not if they came here legally. Jesus himself was a fucking refugee. He was fleeing Herod, wanting to unalive him. He had to travel, his mom and his dad, while he was in utero, traveling over to Bethlehem, had nowhere to go. He was a refugee. Did he come in the right way? Or was it just because it was Jesus? It's different because you love that God, you love that Jesus or that immigrant or that refugee, but no one else. What about feeding the poor, helping the homeless? How about clothing the naked? We're supposed to do it for the least of these. The Bible says you do it for the least of these and you've done it unto me. So kidnapping people off the street and sending them to El Salvador to a torture prison is not doing anything for the least of these.
I must declare I've never heard of a preacher who doesn't know how to preach.
I know the Bible backward and forward. I had to go to Bible school. I had to only belong to Bible youth groups. I was only allowed to surround myself with other people that were of my same religion growing up. I was indoctrinated from the day I was born. I know that Bible inside and out. I've had to study it. I've had to write papers because I had to go to Christian schools. So you met your match. Because I probably sounds like and looks like I know the Bible better than you. And I preach love and acceptance for all people. I was taught to love all people.
No matter what, no matter if they hate me or not, I'm still going to love them one way or another.
What?
If people hate me because of what I did or who I voted for, that's fine. I'm still going to love them in return, no matter what.
You don't love all people. That's a lie. You're not a Jesus following Christian then. You're a Christo-fascist. You're a Christocrat, where you want to spread your Christian nationalism throughout the country like Donald Trump's trying to do and impose your religion on people, which is also against the Bible. You're not supposed to do that either. You're not even supposed to pray in public if you listen to the Bible. So all I'm telling you,
I still pray in public.
It's supposed to be private.
You don't have to be.
I didn't say it had to be, but that's what the Bible said. But the problem is that I am a Democrat. I'm a Democrat because I was raised evangelical, even though I no longer claim it, because you're nothing but hypocrites. No one in my religion is practicing how I was raised, and neither are you, because I was raised to love your neighbor as yourself. I was taught to welcome the immigrant as a citizen. I was told not to dislike people because of who they are or how they are, because only God can judge. Judge not lest ye be judged. You guys are judging everybody. You judge LGBTQ people, but you vote against their rights, which means you're judging them with your vote. If they're taking away
cursing, it's the same thing as you cursing. So you're just as much as a hypocrite as I am of them.
I'm not. No. I'm not claiming to be.
Once.
I'm not claiming to be a preacher. I've actually denounced my evangelical raising because the church and the people in the church right now are not following Christ's teachings. You guys have used Christ and God's name to harm other people. You guys have used that's what it means by taking God's name in vain. It's using God's name to pound it over LGBTQ people's heads, to pound it over people's heads that you think are less than or that you think are sinners.
Okay, let me tell you this. This is what I say in every beginning of my sermons when I preach. This is what exactly my words. I do not force it down no one's throat. If they don't want to listen to it, that's their choice. If they want to listen, they can.
But you're voting for the party that is trying to infuse religion into our laws against United States citizens.
That's not me.
Donald Trump is.
That's all I did. Now, what you?
No, you voted for all of it.
The snotty or a bad person, whatever, go right ahead. It's not hurt my feelings. I'm still going to show love to you on that.
Mike, you said that when you came up. Diava and I didn't say anything about that. We didn't bring it up. You did. Because you know why? Mike, you know why? I really think you are a decent human being inside your soul. I think you have just been told how to vote your whole life, that you vote for the white guy, you vote for the R, you vote for the R next to the name of the white guy, you vote for the money guy, you vote for this guy who tells you to hate that guy. Like, I believe that. But the truth of the matter is you guys never bother to actually look at the man himself. You are supposed to have a power of discernment as a preacher. You are supposed to use what is actually happening as judgment for the right reasons. When you see a man like Trump, who has literally defrauded the nation, who has literally harmed women multiple times, who has literally been married 3 times, has 5 children with 3 different women, 2 of which are immigrants.
Okay,
How the hell are you going to say you voted for the man you thought was going to lead the country better? He has no moral compass whatsoever. He is not a Christian, and he has literally spewed nothing but hate and fear every single time he opens his garbage mouth. So you cannot tell me you used the power of discernment or Christ in your heart to vote for that man. You used what you were taught where you live to hate others. That is not Christian, my friend. You can do better.
What does the Bible say? Doesn't the Bible say you will know other Christians by their fruits, or you'll know people by their fruits? What fruit of Donald Trump screams Christ-like to you?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. You broke up. The thing lagged for a second.
Okay. I said the Bible says you know people by their fruits, the fruit of their labor. Like you know people by their fruits. What fruit did you look at Donald Trump and say, I can see the fruit of in this person, so I'm going to vote for this person because I think he's a good Christian? What fruit does he show you?
Well, I mean, when he showed respect to people that got killed.
Okay, you can't use certain words. Yep, no. What is that? Empathy? Does he have goodness, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control? Is he meek and mild? The Bible says that the meek shall inherit the earth. Is he meek? Is he mild? Is he loving? Is he kind?
I seen kindness.
To who?
Maybe not a whole lot, but I seen a little bit.
Oh, so that was it. That's my guy. You got Kamala Harris, who you could have voted for, but probably because she's a woman and she's a woman of color, that was a deal breaker for you. But she actually had policy. She actually had policy to help you and me and the working, normal, average people of this country. She's actually a Christian that goes to church, just like Joe Biden went to church every single Sunday. He showed humility. He showed empathy. He showed care. He showed concern. Did you like Donald Trump's Easter message he sent out over Twitter or Truth Social or wherever it was?
I don't have Twitter. I don't have Twitter, so I didn't.
Would it even matter if I read it to you, or you just got your heels dug in and it don't really matter? You don't really care. Because it doesn't seem like you care what he does or says. You're just like,
You can read if you want to.
yeah. This guy, it says he's a preacher.
You can read it.
Everybody, if you want to help support my live Diavatalks right over here in the yellow banner, that's my Cash App and then Venmo. They're both spelled the same way. I would appreciate your support. I am here every single day, 7 days a week from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern, having these conversations. So if you want to help support my live, I'd really appreciate it. I'm bringing it up. Give me 1 second. I mean, isn't Easter supposed to be like the loving, like Christ has risen? Like it's supposed to be a message of hope and new life and stuff like that, right? Did you hear my question?
No, yeah, I did. I said, yeah, that's right.
Okay. 1 second. I'm getting it. It's taking me a second. Because I don't really have Twitter myself. Just give me 1 moment. Okay. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, are you ready? Can you stop moving around for a second? Because it's very, very loud in the background. Okay, here's his Easter message on Easter morning.
Sorry.
It's okay. Here's his Easter message on Easter morning. Happy Easter to all, including the radical left lunatics who are fighting and scheming so hard to bring unalivers, substance lords. There's certain words you can't use. So you're going to have to substitute what you think I'm saying. Dangerous prisoners and the mentally insane and well-known MS-13 gang members and the wife beaters back into our country. Happy Easter also to the weak and ineffective judges and law enforcement officials who are allowing this sinister attack on our nation to continue. An attack so violent that it will never be forgotten. Sleepy Joe purposefully allowed millions of criminals to enter our country, totally unvetted and unchecked. Wrong. Anyway, through an open border policy that will go down in history as the single most calamitous act ever perpetrated upon America. He was by far our worst and most incompetent president, a man who had absolutely no idea what he was doing. But to him and to the person that ran and manipulated the auto pen, perhaps our real president, and to all the other people who cheated in the 2020 presidential election in order to get this highly destructive moron elected, I wish you with the great love, sincerity, and affection, a happy Easter.
Yeah, he could have went without saying all that. I will say that.
You're not getting it. Did you preach like that on Easter?
Said all that.
Did you pray like that on Easter? Was that part of your message on Easter Sunday morning?
No. Which I didn't preach. We had someone else preach.
Do you not see anything wrong with what Donald Trump has done? Can you be honest with yourself that maybe you voted wrong? Or are you just going to dig your heels in? Because I don't think that God would do that either.
I will say this. He could have done stuff a whole lot. He could have been more disruptive and destructive.
No, you mean he could be more destructive? More destructive
than what he's done. No, I said he can be a little bit less vulgar speaking and be a little bit more empathy behind talking like a butthole.
But that's what he did his whole first term too. This is nothing new. Like he did that the first term. There's nothing new. He was mean. He said this time around on the campaign trail, he said that immigrants were vermin and poisoned the blood of this country, which are two exact terms that Schittler used. Exactly verbatim. Verbatim. I think that you need to do.
Like Hitler, though.
You can't stop. You can't say his name. Do you not hear me saying Schittler and other words? There's just certain words that TikTok doesn't let you use. That's exactly what it means. And him kidnapping people off the streets after he gets in and starts disappearing people like they did in Germany too. Well, I think it's time for some self-reflection, Mike. I think you need to repent for your vote for him, and you need to wake the hell up. You are not representing Christ. You're not representing Christ well. Oh, is he running? Yes, he says he's a minister. He's a preacher. You're representing his racism, his xenophobia, his demonization of immigrants. Now he's saying that Democrats are the enemy of the people, are the enemy of the country. So are we going to be rounded up next? Are you okay with that if they send me over to El Salvador? Because I'm now deemed a threat to the United States? Oh, he left. Yeah, you might want to do some self-reflection, Mike. If you're still here, I want you to come back. I'm here every single day, 7 days a week from 4 to 7 p.m. Come in and sit and listen, and maybe you'll learn something. But I beat you with your own Bible. Just because somebody doesn't live their life or call themselves a Christian anymore doesn't mean that you have any idea how they were raised. And I beat you with your own Bible. And I wasn't trying to, but you saying that you are a preacher, you didn't read the book. You didn't read the book. I will take the W. W's Diava. Thank you. I will take the W's. Thank you. I will take the W's. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. Shark, thank you for your subscription. I appreciate that, guys. I know the Bible. So I'm just saying. Trying to I'm just looking for Trump voters right now, only looking for Trump voters. So if you voted for Donald Trump, I'm looking for you. I am in a subwave. I need 3 more subscribers. And the next, where'd it go? 14 minutes. So if you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. To help support my live, that's another way. The live gift goal. You guys are awesome. If you voted for Donald Trump, I'd like you to hit the guest request button and come on up. But I will... everybody that I see in the box are friendly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clear the box. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up. I am looking for just Trump voters. Lori, thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. There are people that you can also gift subs if you want to. It's just another way to support me, but I really do appreciate you guys so much. Leftover party can't find a value. What the hell does that mean? Schaefer dude, come on up. Let's talk. Brandy, thank you for subscribing. They are scared to come out. There's a bunch of them in here. There's 1,000 people in here. You know there's Trump voters in here. They're just too scared. Which I wouldn't want to debate me either because I'm pretty damn good. If I do say so myself. Electric, thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. That preacher did not know what he was walking into. I kind of schooled him on his own Bible. Sean, thank you for the $5 event cash app. Electric Gal Shark, thank you for the $10 cash app for the great SmackDown. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Give me 1 second, guest. I have one more thank you real quick. Arlinda, thank you for the $3. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys' support. You guys mean your support means everything to me. Debbie, thank you for subscribing. Independent, hi. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
28, Michigan.
Okay. Did you want to add to that conversation or do you want to respond to the background?
I think you're all dumb. If you think he's a dictator, then go back to 2021 with COVID.
When did C-19 start?
2020.
Okay.
But Democrats pushed for getting a jab in the arm.
Okay. Well, this topic gets people bananas, so you can move on. I'm not you. When as soon as you say the jab, I know you're not serious. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I listen to scientists. I don't listen to jackoffs on the internet. Bennett, how did you vote for Trump?
I did.
What did
I
you?
want to have a theology discussion.
How old are you, and what state did you vote in?
24, Texas. You
Okay.
had me on last week. I don't know if you remember or not.
I talked to hundreds of thousands of people. I couldn't possibly remember everybody.
That was about the legality of deportations or whatever was going on in El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first obvious one, in the original Old Testament, it talks about this. It's you welcome the sojourner into your land, and you clothe them, you feed them, you give them, you welcome them, you treat them good. Sojourners are people that are staying for a time. They're people that are traveling, basically people that
You can split hairs if you want to, but I'm not doing that.
coming from somewhere else.
You can split hairs. I'm not.
I couldn't hear you, so noise.
You can split hairs on a sojourner or an immigrant or whatever, but love thy neighbor was clear. I don't care about your semantics. On a sojourner or an immigrant, they're supposed to stay for a time and then move on and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. That's just semantics.
But an immigrant is somebody who's coming in, wants to plant roots, build a life. A sojourner is somebody who's coming in, you're going to stay for a while, then leave. Those are two very different things.
No.
You don't see the difference in somebody who's just passing through.
So the Bible, does the Bible say sojourner?
Yes.
What version?
I have the Douay Reams.
The what?
It's the traditional Catholic English Bible from the year 1580, I think.
No. The King James Version says immigrant, so I don't care.
Well, this is the official.
I don't care. I don't care.
I mean, I have a King James in my closet. When we pull it out.
You're splitting hairs, and I don't care. You should treat people, individuals, human beings, immigrants, citizens, whoever it is, with respect and welcome them in. All right, what does it say on the side of the Statue of Liberty? Do you know? Do you know what the inscription is on the side of the Statue of Liberty?
It's a poem, probably.
What does it say?
I don't agree with it, but I know what it says.
Our whole country was based on immigration. Are you okay?
Yeah, a lot of immigrants, but it wasn't. America wasn't founded as a land of immigrants. I mean, yes, all immigrants came here, but that's not.
Yeah, that my ancestors came here and stole the land from the indigenous people and unalived them. My direct descendants, they came in. They literally landed their boat. My ancestors, because I've had my family tree, I'm directly descended from kings of England and people in England. My people specifically, my white ass ancestors, came over here. They didn't come in as I need to get documented and I need papers and we're here for a short time or a long time. They came over and stole the land and unalived all the indigenous people, okay, and took it over. They stole it. And then people from all over other countries and worlds all came here. That's why we've been called the melting pot. I know you're young, but I'm 52, and in my entire life, we've always been called the melting pot of the world because of the people that come here from everywhere. That's why we have so many different religions and races and cultures and all of those things, because people came from all over. That's how the country was from the beginning.
Well, if you want to let's talk about that real quick, because I want to talk about the definitions of Scripture, but
well, I don't care about your Catholic Bible. I'm not Catholic. I don't care about whatever version. I don't even care about the Bible. I can just argue it because I know it backward and forward. But your Bible is your Bible, and your religion. It should be personal, not something that you try to shove down someone else's throat. Your beliefs and your faith are yours and yours alone. They're not to be written into law based on the Constitution and the very First Amendment that says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. There should be no laws, no establishment of religion in our laws. It's part of the Constitution. The first one, it was really important.
I know. I read the Constitution. But what I came on here to say was just I thought your understandings of Scripture were wrong.
I don't care. Treating people with love and compassion, when the Bible says you were once an immigrant in the land of Egypt, that was real clear to me. And because you want to call them sojourners, you're splitting hairs to justify your racism.
Well, because the Israelites originally were just temporarily hiding out in Egypt, and the Egyptians decided to capture them.
For how many years?
Huh?
How many years?
Well, I mean, they were held against their will for
and that's why I'm not arguing semantics with you.
I mean, the Israelites couldn't even. I mean, the Hebrews couldn't even leave. They were there for a little bit, and they were forced as slaves. They couldn't even leave if they wanted to.
We don't care. Nobody cares.
Do you want to have a theology discussion?
No, I don't. Not at all. No. I wasn't here to have a theology discussion. I just have the other guy. He mentioned he was a preacher. That's why we got on religion, because he said he was a preacher. That's why I went religion, because there's nothing Christ-like about Donald Trump. There's nothing Christ-like about anyone in this administration. There's nothing Christ-like about wanting to strip people away of their rights because of your religion. Nobody gives a shit. Not everyone's religious, which is why we have freedom of religion and freedom from religion. You don't have to believe in anything if you don't want to. So for you to try to inject your Christian moral values into laws is where we have the issue, because not everyone has the same religion. Would you be okay? You guys were so worried. I know you weren't, because you were too young. My parents, who are MAGA and who are evangelical Christians and who indoctrinated me from birth into it, they were so scared. They were convinced that Barack Obama was a Muslim and that he was going to be bringing Sharia law, however you say it, and he was going to he's going to make Muslim religion ideas into our government, and it was going to end Christianity and blah. And y'all are doing the same fucking thing. You want to take your religion, if it was Muslim or Hindu or anybody else, you'd be like, oh no, we can't intertwine with religion, because we don't believe in Muslim. We don't believe in that. We're Christians. We don't want to follow that. Right. Other people don't want to follow your religion either. if they don't believe your religion or your faith. So that's why you keep religion out of government. But your party and Donald Trump specifically, and the Heritage Foundation specifically, this Project 2025 that they've brought up to infuse every single part of Christianity into our laws is flawed, it's wrong, and it's unconstitutional. And that's why we're fighting against you. That's why I'm here every single day fighting for this democracy and to keep things separate.
Then why did early America, or at least America prior to really the last couple of decades, for most of its history, had laws that are based on Christian morality? Like
They're
in
not.
Texas, for example.
They're not.
In Texas,
I don't need a book. I don't. No, we're not. No. I do not need a book to tell me how to be a good human being. I don't need a book.
That there was never Christian morality in law when there was.
I just no.
As recently as 20 years ago.
The founding fathers were not Christians; they were deists.
But they had no problem with Christian morality being on the books in multiple states.
That's red states.
There were laws against
That's red states. That's red states. That's red states.
It was all 13 colonies and states.
And that, yes, and then that's why they have a constitution, right? That there should be no religion because they were fighting over whose religion was right.
But they never repealed them. The founding fathers made no stink about it.
Oh my God, you're absolutely insufferable. I have no interest in speaking with you further. Thank you. You're boring as fuck. Everyone's like trying to leave because they're like, this is too boring. I can't do this. Using scriptures to justify your racism and your bigotry is gross. Being a Christian is a choice. Being gay is not a choice. Being transgender is not a choice. Being whatever your skin color is not a choice. Being a Christian is a choice. You're just trying to justify your vote because he's doing horrific shit, and you're trying to justify it somehow. Just hateful. Is it Rano?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just listening at you. What's up is.
Sean, thank you for the $5 Cash App. Thank you so much. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
Here we go. I'm from BC, Canada.
So worry about Canadian politics. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. There's almost 1,000 people in here. I know that there's Trump voters in here, so go ahead and request on up. I will be bringing friendlies up in about 35 minutes. So if you're waiting to come up, I bring up Harris supporters and friendlies at 6 p.m. Eastern. So for the 35 minutes, I'm going to be talking to Trump voters, but I'll be bringing up anybody after 6. So I appreciate it. I hear there's an election in Canada, I think Tuesday. So perhaps focus on your country. Leave ours out. I'm not trying to be hateful, but I'm asking for people who voted for Donald Trump. If you don't go here, you didn't vote for him. You can come up during friendly hour. If you're from another country, anybody can come after 6 p.m. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Come on up. Zach, thank you for the $25 Venmo. Thank you so much. Thank you for the education and entertainment. Keep up the good fight. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I was cooking today. I don't ever congratulate myself, but damn. I've been smoking these last few days.
Yeah, I got real quiet when you brought him to church, my friend.
But I beat him with his own Bible. Oh, Zach. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry, everybody. My phone died and I could not get it to charge. So my apologies. It just totally died. Kind of lied. Whatever you want to call it. Battery went up.
It went away. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Hannah, come on up. If you keep chirping in the comment section without coming up to have a conversation with me, you will be muted. I'm here to have conversations with Trump voters and not have you Hiding in the comment section. Oh, goodness. Voted for him and wouldn't speak to you, dear. I can't tolerate your hate. LaShonda, it's just easier to say you're scared, honey. It's okay. I usually match energy, but I'm not going to be nice to people that are voting for people that are getting kidnapped off the streets and sent to concentration camps. I'm not going to be nice to people that are taking children with cancer, U.S. citizens, and sending them to other countries without any of their medication or consulting with their doctors or with any due process. So I'm not going to be nice to you.
Wait. Somebody with the name LaShonda said you're preaching hate, but they voted for Trump.
Yeah.
A hate fearmonger, a misogynist, a racist, a bigot.
Absolutely shameful.
The humor.
She said, she goes, you are a word that begins with a B. They have to be under 18 because she couldn't even put you're a bitch. Like she was like, you are something that begins with a B. Like she's a kid.
Beautiful, bold, brilliant, audacious.
Fucking boom.
Booyah.
Booyah. Big D energy. Bombastic.
Big butts and I cannot lie.
Oh, that's true. That's so true.
Bombastic badass. I love that.
A bombastic badass. Just call me BB, baby. I bootylicious. Yeah, yeah. I always say I don't have junk in my trunk. I got the whole goddamn yard sale. I got me a blonkadonk that I hated my whole life.
And I've got hip handles to hold on to that
Oh, Rhea, and Rhea,
we're gonna get fed.
Rhea, if you're still in here, I just want to thank you for your comment. Thank you for your comment when I was cooking because you said, and this is why Diava is invited to every cookout. I saw your comment, but I was mid-sentence, so thank you so much.
Unless you're talking about the walker I'm using, there's no sidecar.
Thank you, Rhea. Always invited. Thank you. That is the biggest compliment a white person can ever get, is to be invited to the cookout. And to have like a lifetime membership, that is fucking gold. Like, it's better than it's better than a medal for motherhood from Donald Trump if you have 6 kids or more, like Shitler did.
Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate it.
The Lord have mercy. $5,000. This is so stupid.
Well, you know what's even funny? What's even funnier about that is it wasn't even his idea. It was Kamala Harris's idea.
She was going to give $6,000.
To give them $6,000, yeah, and tax credits was Biden's idea, and it worked. The economy actually grew, and then he tries to do it in this really gross, creepy way about motherhood medal for 6 or more kids. Yeehaw!
Jesus
It's like a
Christ.
breeding mare. Next, they're gonna brand your ass.
Now, if they're talking about throwing $1 million, I might undo these ties. And I'm just kidding. I would never bring more kids into this world. How about you make a world that kids? How you're talking about giving $5,000 for kids? if somebody has 6 kids or more, whatever, but yet you're ending the Department of Education, taking away free school lunches, you're dipping into food assistance. How about you incentivize us to have kids by actually, like, stop stripping us of our shit?
I'll tell you what, I'll borrow someone else's uterus and do it for $1 million.
Ooh, every says I'm invited I'm also invited to the carne asada for the Latino side. Thank you. I got cookout and the carne asada cook. Woo! My life is done, made. I'm good. Who's this? Yodidi. I don't know. I think it must have been a mistake. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I had a hysterectomy to take out the crib and just leave the playpen, y'all. So that's how you do it.
I took all the slats off the crib, or so there can't be a baby can get in. So I don't know how you say that, but that was funny. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button.
Hell, it's a trampoline now.
Oh my God. Oh, you guys are too funny. Too much. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Come on up. Oh my God. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up.
Thank y'all. I play here all day. It's a trampoline with a soft landing.
Stop, Jan. Oh my God. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. Look at I made some different backgrounds today, so since they're not coming up, I love this one. Because I ask him that all the time, like, when is enough? 0 Epstein files, 0 deep state arrests, 0 2020 election investigations, 0 Doge reports of savings released, 0 arrests from fraud Doge found, 0 Doge checks issued, 0 trade negotiations. MAGA, at some point, you have to admit that you were conned again. I like this one too.
Listen to them today on the news. They were literally saying that the House and the Senate were agreeing to do 1.7 trillion. I don't know about you, Diava, but didn't he say 4 trillion?
He did say 4. He did.
I believe that that's what the Trump administration ran on. And you know why they can't do 4 trillion? Because there is no 4 trillion in fraud and abuse, other than the 400 billion starting with anything Elon Musk has subsidiary contracts for. Let's start there, shall we?
Start with all the Department of Defense, the people that have the biggest budget. No. The Department of Defense. You have to wait till I acknowledge you. We're in the middle of speaking. The Department of Defense has the largest budget, and they have failed like last 6 or 8 of their audits. Why didn't they start there instead of the departments that actually passed their audits? Oh, I wonder why. Because Elon Musk has all of his tax credits. No. Elon Musk has his tax credits all from through the Department of Defense. So that's why they didn't start with the Department of Defense. Anyway, hi, Charlie.
Do you mean that putting in a makeup room isn't cutting costs? I'm just curious. I wanted to finish that Department of Defense conversation there, Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
Your mom sucked. Not hard enough.
Where'd he go?
He left. He said you suck.
Oh, because he couldn't come up here and sling his schlong around, and we wouldn't let him interrupt. Oh, he's back. Oh, maybe he doesn't feel so sad now.
Hold on, guys. I didn't say you suck. I didn't even have my audio on. I accidentally left.
No, you did have your audio on.
All right. How old are you? How old are you? How old are you?
No.
Dude,
He already did this in somebody else's life. So no, Charlie, you cannot speak. You cannot.
I have a format.
Your freedom of speech now.
I said I have a format that I ask.
Take that on that property.
This is a troll. Yeah,
Democrats.
This did it in somebody else's life.
God, yeah.
Democrats propaganda, and you know it.
Where does that say Occupy Democrats? Get out of here anyway. I don't like you. You have no self-control. So stupid. Tell me one of those things that are wrong. How is that propaganda when they're true? They said they're going to bombshell. We're going to leak all the Epstein files. And, oh, no, they didn't. Oopsie. Remember, they were going to arrest people in the deep state. 2020 election investigations, none. No Doge reports of savings released. Everything that they put out on X, they had to roll back. No arrests. Fraud is a crime. How come no one's been arrested for fraud if they found all this fraud? And there's not been any Doge checks issued, right? And there's been no trade negotiations yet. So what part of that is not true?
And here's the thing, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter at this point if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you know that Elon Musk and his cronies of hackers have all of the information that they were able to access from the highest echelons of every federal office, he's already a danger to the U.S. Because even if Trump does something or Congress does something to keep him in check, he now has all that information downloaded on a server that nobody knows where it is. Nobody knows what he did with that information. He could be selling it to Xi, he could be selling it to Putin, he could be selling it to the Saudis, he could be selling it to anyone he wants. All the information that they accessed from every one of those top private federal locations. That's how dumb these people are who still support this administration.
Notice when I had this sign up here, they weren't requesting. The minute that I went to show what he hasn't done, they come bolting up. Trump rules. He's in liberals' minds 24/7, 365. This is proof of it. Dude, he's the fucking president of the United States. If he would have gone away like he said he would, if he lost the 2020 election, you'll never see me again. We wish his ass would have just gone away. He's the fucking president doing shit. Snatching people off the road and sending them to concentration camps. We're going to talk about it. You don't like it? Tough shit. Bye. Bye.
He lost to Sleepy Joe. He literally lost to Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe, who passed more legislation than any other POTUS in the last 60 years with bipartisan support. Actual legislation, not EOs, legislation. The PACT Act, the Infrastructure Act, the Anti-Lynching Bill. I mean, the Chips and Sciences Act. Where were you guys? Were you not paying attention to actual legislation getting passed? 400 pieces of legislation in 4 years.
Yep. I like this one too. I almost did this one today. Could someone please explain which crimes get you deported and which ones get you elected president? Any Trumpers want to give it a shot? Anybody? Trump supporters? Anyone want to request up? Can anyone explain the difference between crimes that get you deported or the ones that get you elected to president? If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Come on up. Give me. Can you explain?
Where's Val? I just realized Val hasn't been around. Is he on vacation?
I don't know. I saw him on Mishi's live the last 2 days. Like when I was going live, I saw Mishi live and he was co-hosting or whatever with her. So, are there any Trump supporters in here that could come up and tell me the difference? Chef TikTok. Okay, this should be good. All right. Guess Chef wants to give it a try. Chef, hi. Did you vote? Did you vote for Trump?
Did you vote for Trump?
Oh, you have
Did.
you have a wicked echo. So if you're on Bluetooth, you got to turn it off. If not, you might have to drop down and come back up, or swipe out and come back up, because it's wicked echo. Hey Jude, welcome. Go ahead and unmute when you're ready. Oh,
Do you fear me?
no, there's an echo. I don't fear anyone, especially MAGA men. Like, you guys are too weak and ineffective to be scared of. But you can re-request that, but your echo was way too bad. Way too bad.
Do you fear my overly colorful, ridiculous background profile picture? Because I have to put all the American shit in there. You know, the flag, the eagle, the words. The
Do you?
fear. Do you fear me?
Do you fire me? Ugh. I almost heard the grunt. Ugh. Ugh. So beta. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Chef, I told you you could come back. You just got to figure out how to get that echo away. I don't have any problem having a conversation with you, but the echo is awful. It's hard to listen to, especially for people with earbuds in. It's really loud.
I could drink a Pepsi and burp stronger than that man.
I don't fear you. Get rid of your echo. You have a very grandiose opinion of yourself to think that we fear you. When all I did was ask you to get rid of the echo.
Forget the echo. Get rid of your ego, dude. Nobody cares.
I promise you, I won't think about you ever. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. I would love for someone to explain to me which crimes get you deported and which ones get you elected president. I think it's a valid question.
You fear me?
Do you fear me? No.
You know what I fear? Your grammar.
Maybe your breath too, but I don't know about anything else. Oh, do we have a taker? All right. Let's see. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request.
I can't.
Women. Yeah, right. Fear women too. Jeremy, did you vote for Trump?
No.
Okay. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request.
Oh my God, it's worse than I thought. Oh.
Curly, did you vote for Trump? Curly? All right. Bunny, excuse me, Diava, do you fear me?
That needs to be a new thing, and it needs to be this picture, because if you blow it up, which I did, the eagle is literally grabbing the pea to tear it down. He doesn't even realize how bad it is, so they have it on fire, so the flag looks like it's burning, it has holes in it, and then the pea's getting eaten because the eagle they chose thought it was a worm. Oh, it was a maggot.
Trump. The eagles probably wants to unalive itself.
Set itself on fire.
So, do I have any Trump voters in here that can explain to me which crimes get you deported and which crimes get you elected to president? Any takers? Bueller? Woo! Sending out the signal for anybody to come explain it to me, Trumpers. Anybody want to take a stab in the dark? Any takers? Any takers? All I see is friendlies in the box. Y'all, we're at 326,000 likes. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get to 400. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And if you want to help support my live, I have my gift goal going down there. Got my Cash App and Venmo over here in the yellow banner. It's the same, spelled the same for both. And I have my subscriptions on if you want to subscribe. Chum in the water usually brings them in. Or a bald eagle.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
If you voted for Donald Trump, come on up. Coming into the country illegally. That's what, which is a misdemeanor. But Trump has 34 felonies. So which one's worse? I invited Jay up, but if Jay doesn't come up, go ahead and mute him.
The person, nobody stole your image, dude. Nobody wants your image. No.
Oh my goodness, that's so sad. I do believe Trump. I think Trump men especially are scared of me. We are strong. We are bold. We aren't these submissive women. So they love to get up here and sling their misogyny around, and it doesn't really end up boding well for them. Hey, Swerve. Hey, Jay, did you vote for Trump?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, how old are you and what state did you vote in?
54, Missouri.
Okay. Can you please tell me which crimes get you deported and which ones get you elected president?
Any crossing or coming into the country illegally should get you deported.
So should Melania be deported then?
Who?
Melania?
Why would she be deported? She's in the country illegally.
Well, she came here and overstayed her visa by a year. And so she should, and then she married a sugar daddy and he bought her citizenship. But do you think she should be deported since she came here and overstayed her visa and was here illegally for an entire year before she met Trump and dropped an anchor baby?
She should have been deported. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Okay.
How about Elon Musk?
Elon Musk did the same on his student visa. Should he be deported next?
Well, then he should.
How about his brother?
Anybody breaking our laws coming into the country should be deported.
How about Melania's parents and her sister, which all got their immigration bought also?
That happens all the time.
That's the hypocrisy of people like you, Jay. And actually, what bothers me more about
How does that bother you?
Because your hypocrisy is beyond. Because you just went on further and went, that happens all the time. No, it doesn't. Because most people can't afford to buy their citizenship. That's not how it works.
I spent 23 years in the military.
That's not how it works,
How
Jay.
many?
Well, you're a traitor to your oath.
You know what's sad, Jay, is you don't even know, Jay, that's not how it works, Jay. No, Jay, you didn't let me finish. I was not done with my sentence when you interrupted
Go
me.
ahead.
So let me finish stating this. The fact that you just announced that you spent 23 years in the military and you don't have a fucking clue what the Constitution says about immigration is beyond comprehension to me. The fact that these migrants came into the country and were on U.S. soil, have the ability to present themselves to Border Patrol and seek documentation so that they can start the due process. And you don't even comprehend that. There are 7 stages to the process. Undocumented does not mean what you all make it out to mean. It means that they come into the country and it starts a process. The first process of that is not coming in.
It's a background check.
And then they have to present themselves. Then they have to present themselves and start the documentation. Jay, why are you speaking?
Because you've been speaking for 5 minutes.
No, I'm not wrong, Jay. No, see, this is the problem with men like you. You don't even know the laws of our country.
You don't know what you're
You
talking
don't know
about.
the laws of our country at all.
You have to declare before you come in.
No.
No, you do not.
Okay, one moment.
No, you do not.
Wait, one moment.
No, you do not.
One moment. I'm going to read to you. I'm going to read our asylum law. Do you know what our law, our border policy is right now, Jay? I'll invite you to unmute to answer that question only, please. What do you know what our border policy, the law is? I invited you to unmute. Okay, I'll read it to you anyway. 8 U. It's called Title 8. 8 U.S. Code 1158. Okay, I'm going to read it to you, Jay. You got to listen. The words are very specific. Okay, here we go. Any alien who is physically present in the United States or who arrives in the United States, whether or not at a designated port of arrival, and including an alien who is brought into the United States after having been interdicted in international or United States water, irrespective of such alien status, may apply for asylum in accordance with this section. So they have to be physically present in the United States, and whether or not as a designated port of arrival. So it doesn't have to be a port of entry either. So they have to be physically present to claim asylum, and they actually have a whole year to do it. You can unmute your mic. Respond.
I don't think that's true.
I don't care if you think it's true. Okay, I'll show you. Do you need me to show you on the screen?
I want to look it up because you can find different answers all through the.
No, that's no. It's this asylum law, you dingbat.
You didn't hear him.
I've read that before.
You didn't hear him. He literally said, according to Tom Holman, because that's where he takes his cues from. You know, Tom Holman, the one supporting this administration and legally supporting folks.
You ought to know.
No, they're lying.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they're not following the laws of the Constitution. Can you give me the big screen, Diava?
One moment. I'm actually not yet. I will in a moment. Here we go. 8 U.S. Code 1158. Authority to apply for asylum. This is the law. I just read to you what the authority to apply for asylum. Any alien who is physically present in the United States or who arrives in the United States, whether or not at a designated port of arrival, and including an alien who is brought to the United States after having been interdicted in international or United States waters, irrespective of such alien status, may apply for asylum in accordance with this section. I'm literally just reading you the code that our asylum is under. That's literally all I'm showing you.
And most of them aren't.
No. I need you to respond, say you're wrong, because you're telling me that I am not right. And that is the code. I read it verbatim to you and showed it to you. Okay, so they have to be physically present, and they do not have to go through port of arrival. That is
everybody that's in the country illegally applied for asylum.
No.
Right. Exactly my point.
No, that's not your point. You didn't have a point.
Actually, most of them aren't.
That's not true. That's not true.
That is 100% true.
Then tell me, show me a statistic, show me a source that says most of the people that are in this country are not seeking asylum. You can bring me a source. I brought you my source. Go ahead, Jim.
So for everybody out there, all of this is easily available if you just bother to do the research. Undocumented literally means 5 different groups. Entered without inspection, entered with legal status but overstayed, that'd be Melania. Deferred action of childhood arrivals, DACA. Currently in process of legalizing, and vulnerable immigrants. So this idea that these people have, that people undocumented just came out of nowhere, don't exist anywhere in the world, they have documents. They have documents from their country. The undocumented term literally is a broadly used term that all immigrants who reside in the United States without legal status. That doesn't mean they have not presented themselves. It means that they are literally getting here and trying to become documented by presenting themselves to the Border Patrol and beginning their process to seek asylum or to access if they're a refugee. And this is the problem with MAGA, is they just listen to people like Tom Holman who hate immigrants, who harm immigrants, and who literally literally will lie about how the process works. And as Diava so eloquently put from Cornell Law University, the asylum laws are clear, Title VIII is clear, and it's the law of the land for the last 60 years. Thank you.
So if you don't like it, change the law. But until then, the people that are coming here seeking asylum are following the law. Period. Just because you're racist and don't want them here, we don't care.
Nobody's racist. We don't want them here because they're here.
No, they're not. Not everyone is here illegally. You weren't listening. You weren't listening. You weren't listening. You weren't listening.
You asked me to look it up.
Did you hear what she said?
I don't agree with it, but hey,
You don't agree with you can no. You can't agree. You can't disagree with facts. You cannot disagree about facts. You can have an opinion. You cannot disagree with the fact of what she just showed you. There's 5 levels or 5 categories of undocumented. They're all different. You cannot disagree with a fact because it contradicts what you believe. That's called cognitive dissonance. You cannot. You do not care about criminality. You don't care about criminality. You don't care about criminality. Because if you did, you wouldn't have voted for a convicted felon and an adjudicated rapist. So miss me with your, they shouldn't be here. They came here illegally. Donald Trump is illegal then. If you're illegal because you commit a crime, then Donald Trump is illegal and he needs to go too. You don't care about criminality. You voted for a criminal. So miss me with your bullshit on they committed a crime by crossing the border. Donald Trump committed sexual assault on somebody and committed fraud and submitted fraudulent papers and documents and records that gave him 34 felony counts. Miss me that they're criminals. You just don't want them here. I'm not a racist. I just don't want them here. I would take 500,000 immigrants if we could get rid of Trump and 500,000 MAGAs. Because you guys are the ones that are actually violent and committing crime. White men commit more crime in this country than any other demographic. Why aren't we doing anything about them? Stop picking on the fucking immigrants. Incarceration rates by immigration status in 2023 for ages 18 to 54. 1,221 native-born Americans. Undocumented immigrants, half that number. Half that number. And legal migrants is half that number. So why don't you start going to where the real crime is? Start with your native-born. Stop demonizing immigrants. You're disgusting. I know facts are a stubborn thing and they hurt your feelings. But I'm much more scared of a Trump supporter than I am of any immigrant because you guys are violent. You guys go down to the Capitol, beat police officers with poles and bear spray, and rub your shit all over the walls of our Capitol. The Democrats didn't do that.
Who cares?
Who cares? You guys are the violent ones.
Who cares? Who cares about a car over human lives, Jay? Did you hear yourself?
Who was doing all the
Did you hear
riots? It
yourself?
wasn't.
Did you hear yourself just now? We were talking about the
You don't
U.S.
ever see
Capitol.
Republicans.
Did you hear yourself just now? See, I find it interesting that every
You read
time
my facts. Only 2 million people, 2 million illegals have filed for asylum. Out of the what? 25 or 30 million?
You are literally.
You are so lost. It's not even funny. No wonder you follow men like older millennial. Let's be very clear about something. Human lives are much more valuable than Teslas, who, by the way, all of his Tesla trucks have been recalled for falling apart. There would be no Tesla right now without the $400 billion subsidies that he's received from us, the U.S. taxpayers, for his Starlink, for his Twitter account, and for Tesla. So you are wrong on all counts. The only reason Elon Musk is even in your mouth right now, and I said in your mouth, is because you think that having some proximity to somebody wealthy
Oh,
is
he
gonna
left.
assist you.
He left. I was bringing up Relic. I thought Relic would like to have
I wanted to question.
a crack at him. I know.
How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you? But go ahead and say whatever you were gonna say.
I just had a couple questions for you both, and I was going to question him, but he's not here. But I believe we're at the 100th day, right?
Tuesday. Tuesday's the 100th day.
Can I ask you, what do you think as of today the job approval of approved and disapproved rates are right now? Because they're not good.
They're not good.
Well, no, but he's also. It's worse because, well, number one, a whole bunch of federal employees lost their jobs. You've got where is it? Hold on, I have a background for it. I just want to put it up so I can get it right. Hold on. I think it's this one. Yeah, 2 Japanese automakers, Nissan and Subaru, announced plans to close all U.S. plants because of Trump's tariff. Loss of over 40,000 American jobs and over $10 billion to the United States economy.
Oh yeah.
And on the news, as we speak, the Washington Post just posted a 55% disapproval rate, the worst in American history.
Yep.
But I'm gonna throw these out to you guys. I would like to know your guys' thoughts. Is gas under $2?
Nope.
No.
Are grocery prices lower?
Nope.
No.
50% decrease in car insurance for everybody?
No.
No, mine went up.
Mine went up.
I don't know if you guys rent, but did landlords reduce their rent because of Trump's policies?
No.
No, and I'm a homeowner, and my homeowner's insurance went up. I had to pay $2,700 in escrow costs.
But I thought day one he was gonna.
Electricity too. Electricity was supposed to be in half.
Right? Yeah, I don't. Do you guys still get taxed on your Social Security?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. And by the way,
Yeah.
are still high, and I will also tell you that climate change is still real, and Trump still sucks. So there you go.
Did you guys hear about the woman? Where is I just had it up here? Who was removed from a military base?
Yeah.
Her husband was overseas.
Yep. Because they found out when they were doing the check for the housing that she had overstayed her visa.
Yep. I shared this to you, Diava,
Yep.
in the DMs, but Trump is now trying to take away the grants to get what is it called, that medicine for overdoses?
We can't say Narcan.
Narcan.
Defunding first responders from having Narcan.
Yes.
Yeah, when he's yelling about the F substance being a problem and unaliving our citizens, and that's what all this importing is because they're bringing over the blah, 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 blah. But he wants to get rid of the grant that all first responders carry Narcan to actually save Americans' lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that good old Trump, the best president in the world, fell asleep at the Pope's funeral today?
That was it. I actually have a picture. I had it yesterday. Hold on. I love this one, the side-by-side comparison with Joe Biden. Because they say Sleepy Joe, oh, he's demented. I'm like, this is paying respect. This is taking a dump. This was at the funeral.
Yep.
And Joe's looking mighty fine. Joe's looking like he's just fine. And which one looks like they have dementia?
all the world leaders all went up to Joe Biden and said hello, and they totally dissed Donald Trump. And Melania looking like she literally is mourning the loss of somebody great while he's sitting there going,
oh yeah.
Joe Biden still rides a bicycle. Can you see that fat fuck on a bicycle? I mean, I don't usually say anything about people's physical appearance because I am no skinny girl or anything, but Dude, they're always saying that, oh, he's unfit. He's as dementia. He doesn't know where he is. He's the only one who wore a fucking blue suit. Everyone else wore a dark suit. It even said in the invitation to wear dark suits, dark clothing. He shows up in a fucking royal blue suit.
Did you guys see Melania post a happy birthday to herself at the funeral?
No.
Funeral gown.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Lord have mercy.
Posted it on Twitter. She said, quote, "Thank you for all the birthday wishes."
While she's at the funeral?
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
These people are so gross. They're so gross.
Unless it's another black dress that she just happens to wear. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Posted 6 hours ago. First Lady Melania Trump, thank you for all the heartfelt birthday wishes. I had the honor of attending Pope Francis's funeral on this day, where I prayed for the healing of those who are suffering and the peace of the world.
At the hands of my husband.
At the hands of my husband. I was going to say, and I'm married to the person who's causing all the harm to the world. Yeah. That tracks.
But out of everything that we've just mentioned, who does any of that help? Like, any Trump supporter, please tell me, what is he doing to help us?
Right. And that's what I said yesterday, Relic. I'm like, it's not transgender folks who make it so that you can't afford your rent. It's not immigrants where you can't afford your food. It's not LGBTQ people who are why you're a loser in life.
Exactly.
Or why you can't get a job. So what is he doing for you? Nothing.
It's just amazing how we've gotten to this point in America where someone who's so evil and bad and I don't know if you could say cancer on here, but being that, it's just, how do we get here to where half the population thinks, you know what, he's helping us. Them bad Democrats.
I don't get it. Like, he's given them nothing. They've had no relief on their grocery prices. What did we hear before the election? If I heard milk and eggs one more time, I was going to blow a gasket. I can't afford my eggs. I can't afford my milk. I can't afford my groceries. So I have to vote for Trump because I need cheaper groceries. They're not getting cheaper groceries. They're not getting cheaper anything. And they still are simping for this fool.
Yeah.
They've got nothing. Nothing. They have no relief whatsoever. None at all. No end to war, no end to anything.
What are we, like a month and a half into the China tariffs and still nothing's been moved to the United States? I thought that was supposed to happen real quick, right, Dago?
Yeah, no, people are leaving. They're not staying here. This is not good. And our stock market, they're like, oh, they will. The Fed rates and all that. I'm like, the market needs stability.
Yeah, I live in Massachusetts. I live in a very LGBTQ friendly area, and I mean we're a very small community. Just last week we had the bad people up here doing protests. The ones that wear the specific flag.
Mm-hmm.
And we've never seen that up in here. Like, we're a small community, and it's like, what is happening? And ain't none of them want to show their face. Ain't none of them want to stand on business and show their face.
No.
And it's I don't know.
They were out before during campaign season. There were literal Schnazis flags in protesting in front of fucking Walt Disney World.
Yep. The happiest place on earth where it doesn't matter if you're left, right, center, blue, red,
old or young.
anywhere.
Old or young, yeah. It's everyone goes to Disney and turns into a kid for a day. They were marching in front of Disney with a DeSantis flag next to the Schnazi flag.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Something needs to happen quick because this country is going downhill
Very fast.
fast. And I don't care what anybody says. Like, you know, if you voted left, if you voted right, that's, you know what, good for you. At least you voted. But I just want to know how. How can you vote for someone who's so hateful and he's so blatantly in your face about it?
They love it. They're psychopaths. I say that, and I don't mean it lightly. Because for you to, there has to be an element of psychopathy, because how you cannot care about like children, U.S. born citizens with cancer being thrown out of the country.
Yeah.
How you can look at what's happening. You have to be psychopath. I mean, or sociopath. There's no explanation for the level of evil. That they're just like, nah, I don't care. I was trying to talk to them. I'm like, a girl with brain cancer, and they're like, well, her parents shouldn't have brought them here. I mean, they don't care. They have zero empathy. They're inherently selfish, and it's disgusting. It's just gross.
Yeah. I forget his name. He streams on TikTok and he does the news. But he's been in the United States for, you know, since he was 16 years old. I believe he's in his 30s now. And he put out a video today saying that he's been nationalized since, you know, he was 16 when his parents got nationalized. And he was informed he should not leave the country because if he comes back, Trump's policies will affect him. Even though he came here, as the MAGA people want to say, legally. But why is he affected? I thought only the people that aren't here illegally, or the quote illegal aliens. But like,
well, not even that. When on the campaign trail, he said he was going to get violent criminals. They're in this country illegally. Since when is a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 10-year-old a violent immigrant when they're actually U.S. citizens?
It's because he sees skin color.
Correct.
And not as the good way.
No.
As in, I see you.
And I appreciate who you are and how you are. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you know, Trump has a long history. Just look it up.
Mm-hmm.
That he is racist.
Oh, yeah.
Long history. And anybody who says, well, he didn't mean it, shut up. Just shut up. Stop talking, because there's enough evidence out there that it's obvious. Also, you had someone up here, I think I joined right when they were talking, but they said something about how Trump didn't actually get 34 counts or whatever. Bro, do you understand that he was found guilty by a group of his peers, that the defense, Trump's defense, also had to sign off and vetted?
Uh-huh.
Like we're just going into the copium right now. Like, oh my God.
Yep. I know. It's crazy.
And how come it's okay for Trump to get a third term, but not Obama?
It's not.
It's not.
Exactly.
It's also not going to happen.
Oh, it's not going to happen.
Nope. I think even, I know there's some mega crazies that are like, yeah, third term, man, you know, all this kind of shit. But I think the ones with cooler heads, like, they're going to be like, nah, dog. And especially even like the independents or people that voted for him. That's I think a bridge too far from some of them. Eric Trump would never have a snowball's chance in fucking hell. And neither would Don Jr. That man hits the slopes too hard to be leading this country.
Don Jr.'s a funny guy.
That's one word I wouldn't use, but
I'm just being nice.
I can't be nice.
I mean, I get it. These days,
if I see a Trump supporter like at Walmart, I stare at them. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. And if they say anything, I just go off on them. I don't even care. I'm 33. I know what's wrong in this country, and it's MAGA.
I agree. That's why I said keep all the immigrants, deport MAGA.
Yeah.
I keep all the immigrants. They're kind, they're loving, they're hardworking, they're generous. I have a ton. I got a flash goal from TikTok. Hold on. I don't know what it is today. What is it? Oh, it's the goat. I think it still only costs you one coin. So if there's a flash goal down at the bottom that TikTok just started for the goat, I think it just costs you one coin. If you guys would like to, it has to be 40 separate gifters. So it's got to be 40 different people. Thank you guys. I do love the sit-in. I was watching the sit-in for a while that Cory Booker and Hakeem Jeffries are doing on the steps of the Capitol.
Yes.
I think it's great. I've been watching people going in and out, coming and going and saying their piece and stuff like that. But this is doing something. What else can they do? But at least they're being vocal. That's what we asked them to do. Just like him doing the 25-hour filibuster. We asked our leaders to do something, say something, do something, anything. Let us know you're awake and you're aware and that you're doing and trying something. And so I was happy he did that. A lot of people are like, oh, it was performative. No, that's what we've been asking them to do. Stand up, say something, fight back. So I'm happy that they're doing it.
I saw a post today where some MAGA people said they lost their jobs because of immigrants. I have news for you. Immigrants didn't take your job. The CEOs and the people in charge all made it so
Thank
they
you
would get
guys.
hired at a lower rate than you, so you get let go. It wasn't the immigrants' fault, I can tell you that.
Nope. Thank you, Last Phoenix.
But that's all.
All right, Relic. Well, thank you for coming up. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No, I catch you every day you're live.
I know. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you.
You have a good night.
You too. Thank you. All right. I have a subscriber, so I got to bring my subscriber up. Subscribers get priority in the box when it's time for friendlies. Electric, how are you? Electric? Hi.
Hi.
Was that an accident or did you want to say something?
Oh, yeah, it was an accident.
Okay.
Keep up your good work. I really
Thank you.
enjoy watching you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. It's okay. Thank you for subscribing. That was sweet. Oh, no, I won't help him. I get there. Oh, Electric Gal Shar, I was excited to talk to you. I bet that was an accident. And you're like, no. I appreciate you being here and your support, though. I love you. You're awesome. Boxer Mom, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are y'all today?
All right. Hanging in there.
Yes, ma'am. Well, okay. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Hey, Jim. All right.
Oh, right here. I'm not chopped liver. Hi.
What? You're definitely not chopped liver. Oh, my God. No. All right. I think this is why I've done Diava and Jim because of things that's been happening the last couple of weeks, schools and stuff. So here we go.
Okay.
It's called Who Do You Think You Are? Picture it clearly because you built this scene with every vote. You're walking straight into a nursery where an infant lies innocent, trusting, and warm. The bottle is their peace, their comfort, their life, and you rip it from tiny lips, milk spilling, hope spilling, safety spilling onto cold floors of your choosing. Hear the baby scream, raw and confused. Feel eyes drilling into your soul, every witness recoiling, outraged, horrified. Who does he think he is? What kind of a monster steals from a helpless child? And now tell me, what exactly is the difference between that vivid cruelty and what you cheer for? You clap your hands when food stamps vanish, stealing dinner from trembling fingers. You roar approval as school lunches are snatched away, shoving empty trays back in their hungry faces. You proudly vote to cut health care, snatching inhalers from choking children, ripping cancer treatments from desperate parents' grasp. You call this strength, patriotism, responsibility? But all your slogans taste like ashes to a starving child with empty eyes. And now your cruelty expands, spreading across classrooms and hallways, turning places of learning and laughter into war zones and morgues. America, the land where school supplies include bulletproof backpacks and thoughts and prayers, are offered instead of protection, instead of common sense. Can you imagine, just for 1 second, being a child in today's America, walking through metal detectors, passing armed guards, practicing hiding, crying, and unaliving, all because adults love a piece of metal more than a child's heartbeat? You taught our children something irreversible. Do not trust adults. Do not trust the grown-ups who swear to keep you safe, yet sell your safety for NRA checks and campaign promises. You taught them that your guns matter more than their lives, that their blood is acceptable collateral damage. 3-year-olds now practice their own unalivings. 3rd graders now beg lawmakers to protect them from massacres. And still, you send thoughts, prayers, and platitudes, hollow and meaningless, echoing through empty hallways and freshly dug graves. Imagine yourself in their shoes. Put you in a classroom simulation. Make it feel so real. You lose control. You can taste it. Hear gunshots in your nightmares long after the drill is done. And realize these children live it daily. It took that horror to finally wake you up. How utterly disgusting, repulsive, shameful that only personal terror might spark your humanity. What have we done? America, how low can we possibly go? What broken, sick piece of your soul allows this? What kind of vile coward lets children plead for their lives at state capitals, begging adults to do their jobs? Who are we that let elementary kids must march and cry and fight for survival, doing the work grown-ups are too weak to do? This is sickening, disgusting, heartless. This is moral bankruptcy dressed in red, white, and blue. We are the lowest form of humanity to allow this carnage to be normal. We failed every child who ever entered a classroom, every innocent face we said mattered. How dare you pretend to care about children when hundreds never got to grow up to show us how they changed the world. Their laughter, silence. Their desks, empty. Their families' hearts ripped apart forever because of your rights trumped their heartbeat. Go look into a mirror. Look deep into your own eyes and say out loud what you've become. The monster who steals from babies, who stands unmoved while children unalive, who sacrifices childhood for political pride and hollow slogans. And then ask yourself, with their blood on your ballot and their lost futures on your conscience, who do you think you are? Because the answer echoes plainly. You have become the very monster you so loudly condemn. Thank you, Diava.
Thank you. That was really powerful and true. All of it's true. It's so sad. Thank you, Boxer Mom. It does. It's gross. I love your wordsmithing. I love how you phrase everything that's relevant right now, and it's just makes it so human. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I think you write down what everyone's feeling and you capture it so well. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it. You know, I get a lot of inspiration from you and Jim, and found a lot in the doctors. And well,
you.
Thank you, Dexter.
Thank you, Boxer Mom. I appreciate that. That's really kind.
You're welcome. I never know, but I apologize if I haven't thanked anybody. Thank you. Those things are coins. Thank y'all so much. But I don't know much about the gifts.
They equate into dollars that you can cash out. So
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone.
You're
Everybody
welcome.
have a great Sunday.
you too, honey. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Love
Love
you.
you too.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody, because I think there's this really huge misnomer that Trump couldn't be held accountable for the crimes that he committed against this country. And that's actually not true. A president-elect is not immune from prosecution or sentencing. The Constitution dictates that only the president, after taking the oath of office, has the authority of the chief executive. A president-elect does not. Accordingly, a president-elect is not permitted to avail himself of the protections afforded to the individual occupying that office. Binding precedents does not provide that an individual, upon becoming president, can retroactively dismiss or vacate prior criminal acts, nor does it grant blanket presidential elect immunity. I want people to understand that, because I believe that, honestly, Judge Merchan should have done far more with the sentencing than he did. That's my personal belief.
Yes.
Because he was just a citizen who had committed crimes in this country, and we waited so long to see him be held accountable, and we got it. We got people to listen. We had a grand jury. We had a trial. We had a jury, and he was found guilty on all counts.
Agree.
People need to start understanding that. And because he failed to sentence him, but he did uphold the sentencing, the man got away with 34 felony counts.
Yep. He did. Thank you. Merchan. It's Judge Merchan. Merchan. Hi, Brandy.
Hey, y'all. How are you today?
All right, hanging in there. How are you?
Same.
I think we're all just surviving.
I know, right? Yeah, we were down there for my mother-in-law's heart surgery last week, and he went back down. She's doing good, though, so happy for that. She's a stroke victim, too, so it's kind of taking her a little while to wake back up, but doing good. Can't complain.
All right.
Yeah. Didn't really come up to say much. Just came up for a little community.
All right. You can hang out for a minute. I'll bring up somebody else. Me mom. All right. I'm going to guess that was a tapping error. So let me move on. If you voted for Trump, you can request up to. Anybody can request up at this point. At 6 p.m., I bring anybody up. So Trump voter, Harris voter, no voter, third party voter, whatever. Brighton, how are you?
Good. It's been a while. You doing all right?
I am. Just cooking like usual.
Actually, you damn sure are cooking today. You baking that shit.
Felt
it was
good.
actually an accident, but since I'm here, I might as well talk to you for
Yeah, sure.
a little bit. Anyway, yeah, I like it when Jen gets them correct on here. You know.
Oh, absolutely. I love when she says, "Come correct or don't come at all."
It's like poetry to my ears to hear you speak, Jen.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you take them down, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
I just can't understand how many people in this country have been dumbed down to the point where they don't even understand the laws of our nation. And that they will listen to someone like Tom Homan, who has a position known as a border czar, when that position doesn't even exist in our country.
Exactly. We don't have czars. This isn't Russia. It's ridiculous.
I can't even stand looking at his face.
Mm-mm.
Looks like a potato head.
Yeah. I mean, how embarrassing. This is on the world stage. Look at him sitting there, asleep, his eyes closed, asleep with his mouth hanging open. I mean, just embarrassing.
Downers.
Just embarrassing.
I mean, he's old as the hell. He's too old to be president, in my opinion. I think we ought to be looking into that next time we have some control. But, yeah, it's really embarrassing when he's just blatantly disrespects. And look, I'm an atheist, but hope is a big deal, and I really kind of like this book.
But he was a good man. He was actually about humility and immigrants and service to others. And
That's right.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance offed him. But anyway, just kidding. He met with J.D. Vance and then no more Pope. But anyway, yeah, I can't really what I was saying. This has been a long week. But yeah, it's embarrassing. The man can't
so
even have enough respect to stay awake during a funeral.
And you know why? I know why.
It's not about him.
He's a narcissist. I was just going to say he's a narcissist, and he wasn't the center of attention. I think he wore the blue suit so that he would be the center of attention because he knew everyone else was wearing black.
I agree.
So sick. He's
I thought
just
the
so
same
sick.
thing. I'm like, you just have to, don't you?
Yeah.
I hate to be in his head. I really would hate to be him. Wouldn't you? I mean, oh my God. He's too stupid to get help. At this point, he's too old to care because he's got all power in the world. So he must be just the most miserable person up in his head.
No, a lot of people did not wear blue, Hattie. A lot of people did not wear blue. No one else wore blue.
Yeah, not bright blue. That's navy blue.
Navy would be dark, not bright ass royal blue. Give me a break.
Yeah, there you go. Royal blue. Jeez.
Navy would have been acceptable because it's dark.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care because it's not about him. I think he wanted to stand out.
I agree. Totally.
Because he's a fucking
It's all
narcissist.
mind games with him, and he's too stupid to do it right. And be clever about even being evil. So,
Right?
You stand out like you're so dumb.
I'm like,
I just wonder how this whole thing is going to work out with them
I don't
telling
know.
ICE that they can just barge into people's homes.
Yeah.
I'm involved. We have like castle doctrine and all that shit. Somebody's going to get hurt.
Yep.
It'll end up with somebody getting hurt at my house if something like that were to happen. And because unless you have a warrant, you got a warrant?
No, they
I
don't.
want you here, but
No.
okay.
His
They
EO,
don't,
no,
exactly.
his EO said that they can go into people's houses without a warrant if they're looking for aliens.
Oh my God.
So
I have an 8-year-old son, and if somebody's coming in the house in the middle of the night like that, I do have protection. I will use it to protect him.
I was going to say I will be protecting myself because I have 2 children here. Somebody comes in my house in the middle of the night, it's going to be a problem because I'm the only one that's going to be here to defend it. So what am I going to do? Just stand there? No. I'm in Florida too. We have stand your ground laws. So
That's right. Yeah, you'll be fine.
if you're standing in my house, I'm going to put a cap in you. I don't want to. I can't even stand to step on a bug. Like I feel sorry for the bug that I just have to squish. But if it's between them and my kids,
Yeah.
I would have no choice. Yeah.
Well, you brought it on yourself.
I would probably need therapy for the rest of my life if I ever had to take someone's life. But
Me too.
I'm not going to talk like I'm tough like that. But as a parent, it's my job to protect my kids, and I'll be goddamn if somebody comes busting in my door. And
Your whole mentality, your adrenaline, all that shit.
Exactly.
When it comes to protecting your children.
that's right.
At that point,
Or
you don't give a
yourself or
fuck.
anyone, but especially your kids, yeah.
Yep. Well, thank you, Brighton, for coming up. Do you have anything else?
Oh, that's it. Love you guys.
All
Take
right.
care.
Love you back. Thank you. Thanks for hanging with us for a bit. Yeah, I don't get. I mean, that's unconstitutional. Like his EOs are not law. You can't just go into someone's house without a warrant. I don't care what he fucking says.
Trump himself admitted that you can't. He literally said when they interviewed him the other day, you can't give due process to millions of migrants. He hasn't even deported 1 million, let alone 100,000. So miss me with your bullshit.
We can't. He's like, well, it would take due process would take years and years. Okay. You don't get to violate their rights. Just like my background the other day. I'm gonna put it back up because I think this is so important. Because we had Trump supporters say the same thing. Well, it'll take too many years to like give all of them, all of them needed due process. You can't do it. This is what we're gonna end up. If you allow the government to break the law because of an emergency, they will always create an emergency to break the law.
That's right. Alien Sample Act is a good example of that.
Well, Trump did that. He
Exactly.
did the invasion conversation for 4 years. Invasion.
Brandy, you have a lot of background noise. I have to mute you. Your background noise is so loud. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I was just saying that's the thing. The invasion bullshit that he started for 4 years. The birtherism was what he did also. People
Right.
didn't understand that this was the beginning of the immigration crap that he was doing. Was going after a sitting president, born of an American mother, no less. So let me make that very clear that Barack Obama's mother, Stanley, was literally born and raised in Kansas and then they moved to Hawaii later. And he was born and raised in Hawaii. And so the idea that somehow he could go after an American citizen, and then because his father was from Kenya, that would make him not a legal president is the grossest thing ever. And how many of these people fell for that okey doke? Trying to believe that somehow he could have been born on Mars. He still came through an American mother, period. And nobody seemed to comprehend that at all. I don't even know how that ever got weight, but that's what happens when you allow leaders to just scream bullshit and lie about things that really have impact on the country.
Oh, yeah. Brandy, thank you for coming.
Too.
Sorry, Brandy said she had to go and wanted me to drop her, so I was just telling her thank you for coming up.
Yeah, and Congress too. Allowing Congress to tell lies to the American public, that should never be allowed. We should always hold our congressional leaders to the highest standards possible. They should have to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help them God based on their oath.
Yep. Thank you, Rick. Hi, Matria.
God, is that you?
Yes, it's me, Margaret.
How's it going?
I pulled that so fast out of my ass. That was funny. I made myself laugh. That was a perfect layup.
We had a soccer today, you and I.
We did. I know.
That was fabulous.
He would not quit me.
No, he had to get the whole frat involved.
Yeah.
Or at least his cousins, or, you know.
He finally ran out of accounts.
I wanted to come up and ask you.
Yeah.
Did you see this Truth Social post?
Which one?
Or Kremlin Social, whatever we're calling it now. Of Trump questioning Putin?
No, apparently not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's a good one.
What did it say?
It was Trump literally saying, at least the post that I saw, I guess I don't know if it's really a Truth Social because I don't have it. But it was a really long post. And at the end of it, it said something like, Putin has no reason to keep sending missiles. And essentially, to paraphrase it, Trump said, I feel like I'm being played.
Oh, duh. We already knew that.
Right.
I mean, well, he actually sat face to face with Zelensky yesterday, and with no cameras, without JD Vance, without all his stooges there to like chime in and try to, you know, like make a mockery of it. but because he really thinks Russia wants a peace plan. And that's because he's stupid. And Putin has known that, which is why Putin has been using him. He's a useful idiot. One of the most embarrassing tweets where he said, "Stop, Vladimir," like a kindergartner. "Stop, Putin. Stop, Vladimir. Stop the bombing. Stop." Like he's going to listen. Stop. He's a brutal dictator. He's gonna look at Trump and be like, "Stop." Okay, Trump, will stop. Come on.
Right, exactly. There was another thing I saw recently too, but I don't remember what it was. But I will say that I think that this sit-in at the stairs with Booker and
Jeffries.
By the way, just so you all know, because I do this research for my own show after Diva, today is Cory Booker's birthday.
Oh.
And he's sitting on the stairs of Congress for us, the people.
That's what they should be doing.
Right.
We need more of them there.
Right. But I think this is what's going to increase the approval rating that MAGA keeps trying to throw at us. So prepare for that argument to come up, because I think that's going to happen.
About what?
The approval rating
of the Democrat Party. Oh, I've addressed it. I've addressed it a couple of times, and when they're like, "Well, how come the approval rating for Democrats is so low?" I'm like, because we're holding our leaders responsible for not fucking doing anything. We're mad that nobody's doing anything. So that's actually a good thing that we're holding them responsible for. We need you to speak up. We need you to do something. We need you to act. We need you to do something. So that's why their approval rating's so low.
It's gonna raise from this, I think. I'm really excited.
I think so too.
We'll see what happens. Jem, you unmuted and remuted. I'm sorry.
No, I forgot. I don't even remember what I was gonna say now.
Is it the menopause?
No, it's just hearing you talk. It makes me sleepy.
You can kick me.
Makes me sleepy.
I love you.
Oh my God,
I
that's
love you
so
too. Honestly, it happens all the time. I go to say something and I forget. So
for me,
I have stroke brain.
Yeah, for me, it's I have ADHD and menopause, so I'm just so screwed. If I don't say it right then, I just forget.
Yeah, and just so we're on the record, I gave menopause a long time ago in my 30s.
Oh goodness.
A menopause. Okay. You gave menopause.
I gave menopause.
I picked up what you're putting down. Yay, go me.
It may have been my 40s, but who remembers?
Whatever.
Right. All right, I'll let you finish up your friendly time, but thank you. I just wanted to come up here and spread that news.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Love you
back. Crystal, hi.
This is not my wrong thing. Can you hear me now? Is it
Yes.
better?
Yes.
I'm on mute.
No, you're good.
No, your TV's really loud.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, I'm trying to get away from everything. So every room got something going on. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Better. Okay, good. I just want to say hi, y'all.
Hi.
I love your live.
Thank you.
I'm always watching. And
You're breaking up so bad we can't hear
right
you.
outside. And oh my God, it is so bad. Can you hear me better?
A little bit.
See my bars jumping back up. Is that better?
It's still breaking up a little bit. It is better. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, I went ahead and dropped you down. I'm not trying to be mean. It is, we cannot hear you. It's like not even, we can't make out a single word. So I apologize. I feel mean, but we just can't understand you. I'm so sorry, Crystal. Thank you for being here, though.
White House Correspondents' Dinner without Trump again. Shocking.
I watched that whole thing last night. So they showed clips of Barack Obama and all the other presidents that did show up for the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So I thought that was even more of a fuck you to Trump. I loved it, to be honest with you. Is it Madam? Yeah, Madam. Madam
Yes,
Lightning?
ma'am, it's Madam.
How are you?
36 years old. I'm doing good. I just wanted to bring up an interesting thing. I don't know if you've seen or heard of it because it's from a reliable source. I actually voted for Kamala, to be clear, and I'm an independent.
Okay.
So people aren't jumping down my throat thinking I'm trying to do propaganda. But I don't know if you know the TikToker Real Progressive on here, who's always talking about like a lot of the major news going on between like the DNC and stuff. But they said that and I looked it up, and it seems to be true that John Ossoff, the person who's now in the chair for the DNC, is basically speaking up to say that any Democrat that does not have the best interest of America and that wants to, not do anything about what's going on with 45/47, I'll say that. That he wants people to primary on the.
Okay, let me stop you. First of all, you don't have the right person. Senator John Ossoff is a senator. He is not the person that's
That's David Hogg. Yeah.
You're talking about David Hogg.
Maybe that's who I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we have to make sure that we come correct. David Hogg did say that, but the person who runs the DNC, since David Hogg is an assistant,
Which is Ken Martin.
has come out to say that that is not appropriate, nor should anyone being paid by the DNC be talking about primarying the DNC. He's getting paid by the very people he's attacking, and this is what's going to continue to keep the split. Thank you, Ken Martin. That's what's going to continue to keep the split between progressives, leftists, and actual Democrats. And if you want to win in 2026 and 2028, that needs to stop.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, I do want to apologize for mixing that up. I was not coming up to do that intentionally. I promise you.
No worries.
What do you think on the Democratic side should actually what do you think should be done to actually in other words, what I'm asking, I guess it's like a two-part question is who do you think would be a good person to represent the Democratic side for the next election? And what do you think that they should do to strengthen the divide between the Democratic side right now?
Well, what I personally, I think that the really progressives, like the real left, like the real far left, they want everything now, and that's part of the problem. They want them to come in and just overhaul, which I do too, to a point, but they want the perfect. They want everything now. Like they want the next person to be like the, opposite Trump, but change everything back. And so if we put somebody up there that isn't as progressive as they like, they protest vote or they do whatever. But what they have to realize is we got to talk to these people that are not voting and saying, they're not progressive enough, so I don't want to vote for them. They're not progressive enough. We at least have to get in for the person who's going to go in the direction at least we want to go. There's never going to be a perfect candidate for everybody. Some people are going to think they're too extreme. Some people think they're too progressive. Some people are going to think they're too conservative. But we have to, Democrats got to get out of their head that it has to be all. Everything they want's got to be in this one candidate. And they have to stop that. And we have to talk to our own and be like, you need to vote for whatever Democrat is up there. It doesn't matter. At least the Trump voters are united-ish for the whole, like Trump movement or whatever. There wasn't a lot of dissension or whatever. And I think that the Democrats want perfection. And they want everything. Yeah.
What you're talking about on that.
Go ahead, Jim. I'm sure you have thoughts.
Say this. Yeah, it's really important for us to really hold our side accountable.
Yes.
In the totality, right? If you're a far leftist or a progressive and you're attacking centrist or you're claiming ageism as a way to do this, you're not going to get what you want. You're actually going to get a repeat of 2024 where you have protest voters sitting out, where you have people being purged, because that's what the Republicans are going to do. They're going to be trying to purge voters. That's why the SAFE Act and all of that is trying to be implemented,
right,
is to take away our rights. And if anyone is on the far left attacking centrists in the Democratic Party and not looking at voting records where the people are actually voting to show you that they're voting to protect the rights of American citizens and to progress the nation forward, then you're causing harm to the party. And you're not going to be able to get the numbers needed in order to win back the country and take care of all American citizens. This idea, and it's just ironic that Diava and I had this conversation before she went live today, because I don't understand what's happened to the youth and the Gen X. I said it ad nauseum and I got attacked when people were like, oh, Gen X is going to save us. No, Gen X did not save us. 45%
you mean Gen Z?
Of the Gen X voted. The white males of this country voted for Donald Trump. Let me say that again. Not Gen X, Gen Z. Thank you, Diava.
Yeah.
Gen Z. The youngins voted for Trump. And that's the danger of this misogyny and this hate that's being spurned all over the country against women, against trans, against the LGBTQIA, against BIPOC. And if you don't recognize that more people in this country voted actually against Trump than they voted for Trump, that's the problem. Because 4 million protests voted. And those protest voters are the ones that actually caused harm to taking back the White House. Those are the ones that actually caused the harm. And of the other 4 million that didn't get an opportunity to vote, that was the GOP MAGA party purging voters in Texas, voting BIPOC community in the swing states. Nobody's talking about that. And then we have people who sat it out and didn't vote at all because they believed the propaganda that you couldn't trust anybody. Well, guess what? Because you didn't trust facts, you voted for a convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, a xenophobe, a homophobe, a racist, a misogynist, right back into that office with less than 1.4% of a difference, and she only ran for 105 days. And people have to recognize that if they don't come together to get Democrats back in office where we can progress the nation forward, then you're going to hand it right back over, and it's going to get far worse. And if you're not witnessing it now, if you are not in one of those marginalized groups, if you are not witnessing that the education system and the sciences are being attacked, that healthcare workers and fed workers and teachers are being harmed, as over 30 states currently have measles spreading all over again, making it endemic to our country again after we had eradicated it for 25 years. And this is just the beginning of illness. They're literally taking away regulations for our food. So we're going to have foodborne illnesses that are popping up all over. E. coli is going to spread. You're going to have salmonella spreading all into the food chain. So people better wake the fuck up, because now is the time for you to come together as Democrats on all sides of the spectrum. And I'm sorry, madam, but every time I hear somebody say I'm an independent, it makes my ass itch. Because I don't even think independents understand anymore the importance that you are not independent if you are coming on social media and attacking the Biden-Harris administration, who literally passed 400 pieces of legislation for the American people. I have heard that time and time again from independents.
I just want to clarify. I was not attacking them at all. Like I'm for them 100%. I just wanted to clarify that I'm not an videos, you can see that.
All right.
Not the ones
I didn't mean you. I'm talking about we deal with that daily
Yeah.
on this live, that we have people come up and they're like, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm an independent, and then all they do is trash Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
Right.
Those are the ones that voted for
Trump,
though, and
right.
they don't want to say they voted for him.
Exactly.
That's why they do that.
Yep.
I understand that, but when I hear the word independent means that you have the ability to listen to both sides and make an educated decision. But the problem is there's one party literally harming the American people right now. It's not the Democrats. It's never been the Democrats. Every time this nation has been fruitful, every time this nation has had success in passing civil rights, it is under democracy and Democratic presidents and Democratic Congresses that literally believe that we the people for the people is the only way to go. Anytime Republicans are in office, this nation is set back, and we are witnessing that happen right now, and it is dangerous.
It is. Thank you, madam, for coming up. Did you have anything else?
No, that was the main thing. I just wanted to say that I appreciate what you do. And
Thank you.
You just came on my For You page, I think, like 5 days ago. So I'll be definitely tuning in more to your
Thank you.
content. And to the person who just spoke, you're amazing. And I hope that people in the area you live around listen to you, because you have a powerful voice for what you speak on, and I know people will listen to you. And y'all have an amazing day, and I thank
You
you
too.
very much
Thank
for
you.
allowing me to speak.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here every single day, 7 days a week from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate your support. All right. It is time. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for the likes, the loves, the taps, the gifts, the gas shots, the Venmos. But more importantly, just thank you for being here every single day. I appreciate your support. I couldn't do it every single day without you. I really, really do appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the compliments. You guys are saying such nice things in the compliment in the chat today. Excuse me.
Girl, you have been yawning all day.
I know, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm just like, ugh. But thank you guys. I really do appreciate you. And I'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, and we'll do it all over again. Mwah. I love you.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
Thank
guys.
you all for the gifts and the support.
Thank you. Bye. All right. All right, YouTube. Thank you, YouTube and Twitch. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. I will see you guys back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, and we'll do it all over again. I'll see you later. Bye.